Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another live tournament match between two different players this time. There's no Alex Northey. Thank God we managed to avoid him for once. We have... God's sake, what's his name? Literally just looking. Yeah, Ryan Pang. Do apologise. Ryan Pang versus Mark Fox. Team Expert player here. This is top four. Ryan playing the Gardevoir. If you've just watched the top 8 from this competition, the Clifton Games Cup, you will have just seen a Gardevoir. Looks like we're going to see a mulligan, and in case you're wondering, that's Fusion Mew there from Mark. Mark, big fan of Mew, played DT Mew into a day 2 at EUIC, rocking the EUIC competitor mat there. Super chuffed with that placement. Of course, he should be as well. Big achievement. Ryan, you have to excuse me, Ryan. I mean, we didn't really chat. We sort of spoke very briefly to exchange YouTubes, which reminds me, do subscribe to his YouTube channel. I believe also a top player. So this is going to be, I should think, a very interesting, strong matchup. Mark doing well there to actually get his face in the camera, not something that we've seen before in any of these commentary live games. So well done, Mark. Very good going, mate. Thought the camera was zoomed in enough. I can't really zoom it in much more. We'll start to lose the playmat. We have seen one mulligan, I believe. That is the Celebrations dice there. Oh, is that the Pokemon Go dice? No, that's the Celebrations die. Yeah, the Celebrations dice. The logos that's kind of crazy, and that's the draw for turn there. Gonna start memory skip rolls. Who is going first? Oh, of course. So they flipped over a bit too early. They weren't actually ready to go. They just sort of, yeah. I mean, other than, of course, a bit annoying, really. Like you sort of don't necessarily want to show off what you've got, but I think that at this point they both know what each other are playing. We can just see a little bit of Mark's hand there. Looks like he's got Lost Vacuum. Here we go, fist bump. Let's get it. Genesect V and Mark is going first here. Oh, top deck's the Battle VIP. You've got to love it. Straight in with the Battle VIP pass. Did get a little glimpse of Ryan's hand. It looks like there's going to be a Battle VIP pass from him as well. Seems like he pulls that very often in his starting hands. I mean, he's like straight in with that Battle VIP pass, but Mark is going to be enjoying his own Battle VIP pass first. Yeah, we can see Psychic Energy as well from Ryan there. That boss, I think it might be a full art boss. It's hard to tell these full art cards. Mew and Mew hit the bench. Ripple Shuffle Master there. Ooh, shuffling a lot more conservative than usual. Usually just absolutely batters through his deck. Mark definitely taking his time here with that shuffle, but we do have lots of time currently on the board, and Ryan's going to give it a little shuffle-rooney bump for himself. Thank you very much. Jenny hits the benchy. 4 Pokemon in play, 2 many in hand, I think, for the Fusion Strike system. Looking like an Ultra Ball. No, okay, we're going to pass turn. Okay. Top deck's another Battle VIP pass. Jesus Christ, holy baloney Maloney. Okay, just going to be starting by checking Pokemon in the deck, pulling them up. Saw Mark also adopting the strategy here of pulling up cards just to sort of prize check. Of course, prize checking super important here in the Pokemon TCG. You need to know what you don't have access to. Opting the Radiant Greninja and the Mew there, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to get probably a double rolls as well off that. Quick check again. Yeah, it was just something that we forgot there. Okay, fine. And there's the shuffle. That's one shuffle I've yet to master. Is like the portrait, the sort of portrait one. I haven't hit that one yet. I'm more of a landscape shuffler myself. Attach retreat from for the rolls there, for the memory skip rolls into the Mew celebrations. Going to be using the Mew celebrations. Look at the top, I believe 6 cards of the deck, and choose an item that you find there. Sort of reminiscent of that old Jirachi that put itself to sleep, but not quite as good because it was a trainer, not an item. Opting for the level ball. Gonna play the level ball. Thinking about it, thinking about it. Yep, we're gonna go straight into play that level ball as well. Searching off screen, super annoying. Not much you can do about it though. Just got to accept it. Gonna get that fourth Rolts into play, so really good setup here. If you watched the match with Joshua and Alex Northey, you would have noticed that we talked a little bit about that benching of the mana feed getting in the way. So no such luck here for Mark, because Ryan just knows that he's not going to be sniped. Well, maybe, I suppose there is a world where he has a threat from the Ice Skew, but currently that doesn't look like it's going to happen. And I don't know if Mark even plays the Ice Skew. I don't think he does, but I don't know if it's hard to tell. I mean, you've had 5 rounds of Swiss. This is the second best of 3 knockout. Ryan can't know for sure. I don't think. Maybe he does know for sure, but can't know if the Ice Cube is in the deck or not. Probably it's assuming, because I think they did play each other in Swiss, so I think probably assuming that, hey, I didn't see the Ice Cube before, so I don't think he's playing Ice Cube. No need to mana fee. Iono for fresh hands all round. Oh, that sort of Genesect currently a bit stuck in the active. Going to probably try and get rid of that now with the Cram. Can we see a heads for Mark? That looks like a tails to me. Commiserations. Oh, it looks like there's another one in hand. Attaching the choice belt to the Mew V. Thinking about it. Don't know, not sure. Yeah, okay, it's in play. And it looks like it's an Ultra Ball. We could opt. Okay, going to Genesect first for 1. That looks like an Alyssa Sparkle. It's not going to be helpful. I mean, this is the difficult thing. This is what you need to consider as the Mew player: is when you're Genesecting, is it worth Genesecting 1? You might get that 1 card that you really need off the top deck. Ultra Ball now, getting rid of what is that a Genesect? No, it can't be. You wouldn't be getting rid of Genesect, would you? I can't tell what these blooming full art cards are. Is that an Alyssa Sparkle? I think it is. So now 1 card gonna be left in hand. Gonna be searching for a Pokemon. It's gonna be another Genesect. Sort of had to make a choice there. I mean, you could, if you use the Cram with the Ultra Ball, then you could potentially get the Tails, and you start with 2 cards in hand, and you haven't really gotten anywhere. This way, you're guaranteeing another Pokemon on the bench, and now you're going to draw up going to draw 4 new cards. So 4 new cards going to come out here. Used 1 Genesect. I think the Genesect, that first Genesect use might have been a mistake, but Mark is a far more experienced Mew player than I, so I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got another card there, buddy. It's just going to sit there. Okay, this is Orcs. No one's noticed it. Oh my god, okay. It looks like Mark may have got an extra card there, but I couldn't tell for sure. No one said anything, but it looks a bit, we're just kind of moving on with our lives. Okay, fine. Is what it is. Another Jenny. Looks like we got another Forest Sealstone going to play. Got the Path to Peak in hand. Would show off the Radiant Greninja. Thinking about the V-Star. Yeah, there goes the V-Star. So, going to be guaranteeing the retreat here, or let's just say the switch out. Doesn't have to show the card, of course. It is any card. So the only time really in the Pokemon TCG that you have to show the card that you get out of deck is when the card you search for is something specific, like search deck for a Pokemon. So for Steel Stone, you don't have to search for anything in particular, therefore don't need to show it. And it looks like that card was a switch card. I don't know if the deck plays Escape Rope. Either way, if it does, Mark has opted to value taking out the Mew. Maybe it's going to slow them down. Hoping to slow Ryan down with that. Looks like that memory skip Roach is going to go back into the active spot. 60 HP. Mew VMAX looming over him here. I don't recall if I assume it was a Technoblast that took out that Mew, because nothing else in play would have done the job. So currently that Mew VMAX active cannot actually attack next turn. Level ball for the Kelia. Full crystal for the energy. I can assume going to be using that energy to discard draw with the Radiant Greninja. Yep, there is the Radiant Greninja, discard draw 2 with the oh man, I can't remember the name of any of the abilities right now. It's all gone. It's late at night. It's the end of a comp day. My brain is hurting. My brain's done for the day. But we're just gonna power through here. Gonna be hitting that refinement for 2. Got another refinement to use here. Whoa, hello. Level ball once again. What have we got left at this point? We've got Kelia. There's no Rolts left. Fortunately, it's not going to be able to get anything like... Yeah, it's going to be Kelia. So not able to get anything like Cresselia because it's too much HP with a level ball. There's the Portrait Shuffle again. Going to be another refinement. There's that Cresselia. Speak of the devil. Yeah, so Cresselia hitting the discard pile, not a big surprise. Cresselia not a very well, it's not very good is what I'm trying to say in this match. It doesn't do a lot. Yeah, not going to see a problem with it hitting the discard pile. Now, again, this is the thing with Gardevoir, and it got talked about with the previous match that, again, go and watch that. A lot of single prizes for Gardevoir. Single prizes that can hit very hard. Now, the Mew VMAX are worth 3 prizes. That's half the game, so you can kind of chip away at it. Now, it's not the be-all and end-all. Of course, you can Psychic Leap that Mew VMAX, if you've got Mew V on the bench, back into the deck. If it's got too much damage on it, you don't want to concede any of the 3 prizes or the precious energy that it has. So there's ways around it, but yeah, it's a big boy. It's a big boy, but it's worth a lot of prizes. And this is going to be the primary thing that these two players are going to be trying to sort of, I want to say coordinate, but no, what's the right word? Sort of navigate. That's the one. They're going to be looking to navigate that in this set. You can see a Shining Arcana Gardevoir hit the deck, hit the play here with the rare candy. No Gardevoir EX currently to take advantage of those 4 energy in the discard pile. But reversal energy is active here. Are we going to look at a one reversal energy on a Gardevoir is 150 damage. So could we be seeing a 150 damage chip at that Mew VMAX? It would put it down to 160 HP left, I believe. Don't know if the reversal energy is in hand. Can't see. Another Battle VIP pass, though. A little bit late. Probably be refinementing that later. How many cards in your hand? 5. A little bit of thought going on. There's the reversal energy. And are we going to see a disruptive supporter? I don't think we will. No. We're just going to see the 150. Yep, 150 damage. So Gardevoir, 60 damage plus, 30 for each energy. He's behind prizes. There's 3 energy, so 3 times 30, of course, 90 plus 60, 150. Here is that Deoxys, looks like, coming into play now. Mark did say that it seems to have been the MVP of the day. There's the DCE going on that. With Alyssa Sparkle, it's actually just ready to go. 140 damage with the DCE, of course. If you have a fusion energy attached to this Deoxys, it does 80 plus 80, but of course the double turbo brings it down from 160. There it is, and oh yeah, make sure you tell me who you're going to put that on. It's going to be the Deoxys and the benched Mew V. I think we're probably going to see, I don't want to call it too early, of course, but I think what we're going to see here is a free retreat off the Mew V Max and a punch with that Deoxys for 140 damage, taking out that Gardevoir in the active spot. Question is, does Mark, and I feel like this would be a good route, is Mark going to be looking to Lost City this Gardevoir? Seems like a good play to me, but we'll see. So the Lost City here would put the Gardevoir and the Ralts into the Lost Zone, meaning that it can't be pulled back out again. Most Gardevoir decks, probably this one only plays 2 Gardevoir Shining Arcana, so left with only 1 to be used. First Genesect of the round, of the turn. Draws 3, up to 6 now. 6 Pokemon in play. Are we seeing another Mew VMAX? So having this in play means that there's no way that we can Psychic Leap, that Marks can Psychic Leap currently. Another Genesect by the looks of it. Gets the Escape Rope. Don't know if that's the most valuable card here. It's hard to see his hand. Mark's got Path to the Peak, he's got Escape Rope. I think there's a Cramomatic there. You could start to get greedy and cram away the Escape Rope, looking for the Lost City, but probably just going to value taking this knockout. Yeah, taking the knockout, drawing a prize card. 4 prize to 6 now in Mark's favour. And we move back over to Ryan, drawing card for turn. 3 Refinement Keelias in play. More than enough to be Shining Arcana Gardevoir. Gardevoir EX getting into this work now. There's that Battle VIP pass. We called it. It's going to be discarded for 2. I think I just saw a Worker now in hand. No stadiums played currently. So this is the problem with these max rarity decks. It's really hard. Okay, it's eligible. It's really hard to see what everything is. We're discarding here. Okay, the Keelia and the Manaphy. And we did say Manaphy not particularly useful because the Ice Skew isn't here or any other benching Pokemon. That is a Gardevoir EX. Going to go for Refinement on that bench Keelia. So being sure, of course, good sequencing to hit the refinements on the Keelias before you evolve them into the Gardevoirs. Another refinement. That Pokemon is not burnt on the bench, just confirming. Happy to bin off a rare candy. I believe that's 2 gone now. Ooh, so Gardevoir EX goes into the active spot here. Now, one issue that Mark's going to have potentially is that the Deoxys now currently has the fusion energy on it. So that means that Mark's going to be running with 1 less fusion energy. So if he does get the Mellow Western to play, it's maxing out at 210. So even though there's 60 damage now on that Gardevoir EX, putting down to 250 HP, Mark's going to need a lot of power tablets to actually knock this thing out in 1 hit, which would be beautiful. Of course, he's not going to retreat, is he? But okay, cool. So bossing up that Mew VMAX, it was always going to be a threat there. 190 damage, 3 prizes taken. That's a big one. That's a big move. Mark just going straight in with that Mew VMAX. So, yep, this is the thing that's going to be punching this turn, I think. I should hope. Draw for turn. Right, so currently, let's say he attaches another fusion energy. Technoblast does 210. He needs to do 250. So he's going to need 2 modifiers, 2 power tablets, because the Choice Belt isn't able to do more damage onto the Gardevoir EX because it's an EX, not a V. There's that second fusion energy. That's 3 currently committed to the board. Gonna be looking for those power tablets here. There's 1 in hand. There's actually 1 in hand. And it hits the table. Okay, we've got power tablets. So we're currently doing 240 damage with the cross fusion strike for the Technoblast. There is a cram. Are we going to cram for another one? Ultra Ball for... Get that sleeve out of my way, son. Discarding the boss's orders. Thinking in the fingertips. I think Mark always wants to try and improve is just taking a little bit of time here to actually make sure he does things correctly, which I really like as well. It's the mark of an improving player for sure. Opts to get rid of that Cramomatic, so not going to be utilizing it potentially to guarantee the power tablet. Just searching there. So I think the thing is, if you do Cramomatic and you do get rid of, like, say, the escape rope in hand, that's a position where the escape rope may at some point be really, really, really useful. And you're just kind of burning away resources on a coin flip. Obviously, that's part and parcel of playing Mew, but maybe here just playing a little bit more conservatively. Question is whether it's too conservatively. So first Genesect, 4 cards. Make sure you tap the table with each card. It improves the playability, or not, because that's a Battle VIP pass, and that's absolute garbage. Already used V-Star power, unfortunately for turn, but thinning is winning. Get those cards out of your hand. You're going to be able to draw more off of your next fusion track system. What has he got there? Is it another Ultra Ball? I mean, you got to do it, haven't you? There goes that escape rope. So now starting to wonder if maybe escape rope in that for the Cramomatic would have been a better play here. We're not going to know whether or not it would have got heads or tails. Opting to, of course, fail that. I believe that Mew V on the bench maybe hit the bench this turn. Even if not, though, might be just saving for that psychic leap later on. I think knocking out this Gardevoir EX here is sort of huge. Mega huge. Mega Mondo huge. Second Genesect. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is, power tablet number 2. That's going to be enough to get the knockout. 270 damage from the Techno Blast. Yep, just doing the maths. Is there anything else he wants to do with his hand before he announces the attack? There is a path there. Do you just path as well, just for good measure? You lost vacuum. Okay, so valuing potentially doing another Genesect. Yeah, it makes sense to do that. You may as well, right? One of the advantages of playing 3 Forest Sealstones there is that even if you've used them, they can then become fodder to thin your hand down with the Lost Vacuum, like you just saw. Ooh, Box of Disaster, cheeky tech. If that Pokemon is knocked out by damage from the opponent's attack, if it has full HP, then I believe it puts 8 damage count on the attacking Pokemon. So what that basically means is, okay, if I'm a big boy, if I'm a big Mew VMAX, and you use, say, Zacian to knock me out in one hit, you're just going to die yourself. You're going to have to. Yep. Are we... Anything else? Is that path coming down? That's going to be super hard to deal with. Losing the Guardy, getting pathed, losing the Gradient Greninja's ability. Thinking about it. Unfortunately, though, has used up that lost vacuum, so hasn't gone out for it. Was that a right play? I don't know. I'd have to ask Mark whether it was right to do that, or whether it would have been more right to save the lost vacuum, accept that you're not going to get 3 Genesects this turn. Excuse me, just need to cough. Thinking about it. Opting not to, by the looks of it. Yep, the hand is opened, which, as we know, universally means the attack is done. Kirlia, Greninja facing down the Mew VMAX. Power tablets hit the discard pile. Thanks, you did your work. Well done. Radiant Greninja for 2. Fog Crystal. Just gonna look at the deck. What have I got left? There's stuff. Now again, just like the previous game with Joshua and Alex, even though I was recording it, I didn't actually sit and watch it at the time. I was sort of like dipping in and out, watching bits. So I am sort of seeing this fresh for the first time right now with you. If you're watching at home, or if you're watching on the go, if you're watching and you're driving, please don't. It's very dangerous. But wherever you're watching from, thank you very much, and do make sure you leave a comment and subscribe. Preferably a thumbs up as well. All that good stuff, all that fun stuff. Let's see what Ryan's going to do here. Looks like there's a Luminian V in hand. There's also that Zacian there. So I believe one hit the discard pile early on in the games. I don't know if I'm confusing this game with another game. I think I might be confusing that game with another game. There's that Luminian V getting the Iono to 2. Easy for Mark to pull out of though because Genesect really. So unless there's a path to the peak coming down, I don't think he's going to be too bothered about an Iono, to be honest. Another energy goes into the discard pile. We're using that Kilia's Refinement. Was that 6 now? That's the maximum amount that a Shining Arcana Gardevoir can actually put on itself. It's actually a really awkward position here for Ryan, because if he does do that, fine, well done. You've done, what's that, 6 times 3 is 180 plus the 60 damage, so 240. Yeah, 240, because he hit the Mew for 240, but you got 20 health left, and then you just Psychic Leap straight back in. Oh, but you can manually attach the reversal. Oh, okay. Yeah, so he was like, how have you just done that? There's the Gardevoir EX. Okay, so just to catch up, 6 energy from the Gardevoir EX goes on to the Gardevoir, which I believe was 240, plus another 3 from the reversal energy. Becomes 330. And that's closing out game 1. What a swinger there. See, this is the problem right now with VMAXs in general, is that yeah, they've got big HP, but I mean, we've got 2 prizes now with the same HP, but these things are worth 3 prizes, which is kind of dooky, to be honest. But the trade-off is that they evolve from Vs, isn't it? And the Vs have a lot more HP. Let's take an example, Charizard. So Charmander has 60 HP. With 151, it's going to have 70 HP, but it evolves into 330 HP. Stage 2 prizer, whereas a Mew VMAX evolves from a 180 HP Mew V, less likely to be knocked out. So it's kind of a bit of a trade-off at the moment. Now, as the game progresses, as Pokemon progresses, generally you get power creep, so it makes sense that Mew VMAX is not as quote-unquote powerful as newer cards. Worth noting while we mentioned Charizard that Mark actually did beat a Charizard with this Mew deck in top 8 to get into top 4. So big props there. I think the Path Sticks were big, even with that weakness double damage from the Charizard, was able to pull out the Dubsky. Game 2 here, that game 1 I think took a very long time, so that's the thing with the best of 3 here, is like, especially against something like Gardevoir, is it's like time is a resource, is a very valuable resource, and if you're committing the time to try and win the game and then you don't win the game, well, it's really, really against you, because in a 50-minute best of 3, you could find yourself in a position where you've taken half an hour, 35 minutes, 40 minutes to play one game, and now you've just lost it, and now you need to win 2 just to sort of pull this back. You need 1 just to pull the draw. I think I should hope that we're going to see some faster decision making here from Mark now, as that time looms on. Got to wonder if there was thought there of, okay, I'm kind of ahead. Taking the Gardevoir out was super important. I'm going to be happy just to take 1 win and then not allow game 2 to be completed. But that's not the way it's gone here. Ryan has taken it very cleanly, to be honest. I mean, I'm obviously a bit of a Gardevoir scrub. I didn't see that play, that win condition there on the board. Clearly, Ryan has played a lot of Gardevoir, knows the win conditions inside and out. Now that it's been played, it's very clear. Not sure what Mark could have done differently. I think having Oricorio, bit of a niche tech these days, but the Oricorio minus 20, 30 damage, something like that. That would have saved him actually. Yeah, because the Gardevoir did 3. Oh no, he does minus 20, doesn't it? So he does 330. Did he 330? Yeah, it does. It does 330. Okay, so yeah, that wouldn't have made a difference. I am talking absolute jiggery pokery bull. But in that time, looks like we've got a Genesect V in the active. We've got the Mew V on the bench with the Fusion Strike energy. And we've got Genesect also on the bench. Managed to get rid of his whole hand. First Genesect for 3. That is the Forest Seal Stone. Are we opting first turn of the game to use that V-Star power to get the Battle VIP pass? Gonna be thinking about it. Yeah, here it comes. I think it's got to be, isn't it? I think it's going to be. Because you're going to get, what, another Mew, another Genesect. You've got way more draw power. You're just sort of setting up. It's always a bit of a shame to lose the V-Star that early, but what's your option? Like, not use it and potentially lose faster, or use it and potentially get the Dubsky. Okay, opting again to find the Genesect and the Mew. Did say he did value the Deoxys, but choosing not to get it at this time. Didn't see Meloetta at all in that last game. Got to wonder if it's prized or not. I think he did say something about it being prized in one of his games. I'm not sure if it was that one, though. Portrait shuffle into a landscape shuffle, into a cut. Very randomised. Going to see another Jenny. Just see here though, that Mark is definitely finding his feet now as a player as he's progressing. Trying to work out which form of drawing a card best suits him. Am I going to tap the table every time, or put them both down and then have a little sneaky peeky? Just sort of deciding what he's going to be doing moving forward in his style and technique as a card game player. And that's cool. That's what everyone does, moving up through the ranks as they get better. Going to see the Artisan turn 1 here from Ryan. Certainly going to be prize checking here at this point, of course. Time is time though, boys. Excuse me. Apologies. That's better. Looks like the Artisan's going to draw out a Rolls. Just going to be thinking about this now, what the next play is here. Energy onto... Oh, no. Psychic Energy potentially going onto that Rolls. Yup. We're going to see a memory skip for 10. Iono. Yeehaw. Yeah, not bother, mate. Just get on the bottom of that. Let's play the game. Come on. 6 fresh cards all round for both these players. I see Psychic Energy double level ball there for Ryan. I see Battle VIP pass. Ultra Ball for Mark. Going to be using that level ball here. Going to be interesting to see what we get. Going to be another roll. It's turn 1 of the game, so there's not going to be any evolving into Killias just yet. Where do we go from here? That is the question of the day. Memory skip for 10, yeah, and you cannot Technoblast next turn. Yeah. Pretty pogs. Looks like just the ripped Chromatic off the top there. Gonna opt to use Artisan first. Does have a bench space. Not much in the deck you can actually pull out. Mainly the Deoxys and the Meloetta. Just think about it. Yeah, well, it's at the deck. It's here now. Oh yeah, we like a good Ripple Shuffle, don't we, Mark? And gonna, for good measures, lost Vacuum that Artisan as well. So Ryan's not gonna be able to get any more Ralts or well, he's not gonna get Cresselia, is he? But either way, if he did want to, he can. And that's a Tails and the Chromatic. Interesting dice roll technique there. I'm more of a single hand roller myself. Mark going for the sort of ball it with both hands, flow it around, fling it, and then sort of let it go technique. First Genesect here of the round. 2, 3, 4 cards, up to 6. I see a Mew VMAX, and I see an Ellis's Sparkle there. It's sort of the same as game 1 here. It's got this blooming Genesect stuck active. It's a right pain. Did Mark actually opt to have the Genesect active? I can't remember. DTE going down. Oh, look at this. Look, we're going to see another Deoxys 140 punch. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Where's your switch cart? That's the thing. Second time lucky for Mark here. First time didn't really end up working out. The board state ended up not going in his favour. That classic VMAX deck prize trade of just knocking out 2 VMAXs and getting 6 prizes out of them. What do we got there? Is that, no, you can't judge. You can just see the LS Sparkle. Going to be in a Genesect. Is that 2? 3. Oh, there's a escape rope. Well, that's cool. Better than a poke in the eye, or is it going to be the switch cart? Ah, Box of Disaster. Didn't see it come to effect in that last game, unfortunately. Ah, yeah, escape rope. So it's going to have to be one of those Ralts. Easy decision there for Ryan. Don't have to think about that for too long. Is it going to be the Ralts on the left or the right? Can we assume from that choice that he's actually right-handed? Is that like a subconscious decision? Possible. Or it could be that most people are right-handed and that's just a completely pointless observation. Looks like there was a Chromatic there in that last Genesect. There's a prize for Mark. Once again, 5 to 6. This is the thing with a single prize deck, is like it can well, not easy, but it can pull back very successfully against these 2 free prize decks. So really the strategy is to just plow through them, absolutely plow through them, and also to try and manage your prizes in play. So something that Mark showed me, which is really good with Mew against something like Lost Box, is that actually just doing a lot of psychic leaping that Mew VMAX back into the deck, putting yourself in no position where they can ever, say, drape you on you for 3 prizes or anything like that. Very good, very interesting, very well thought out strategy. Not going to be anything like that employed today in this current setup, as there is no Mew Vs in play. Oh, the Mirage Step. Rare Candy into that. Looks like Shining Arcana Gardevoir. There's a lot of glare on him, but you can see that. Psychic Energy for turn. Going on to the Shining Arcana Gardevoir. Not Shining Arcana-ing. So that's really interesting. So deciding, do you know what? Like, the chances are slim, but I just don't want to draw into a Kalia with my Shining Arcana. So I'm just not even going to use it this turn. I'm just going to opt not to. A lot of players see this is the sign of someone who is a really good player, because a lot of players, a lot of, like, your average, I mean that in no disrespect, but your average Gardevoir player just wouldn't have even thought that. Would have just thought, let it rip, and and just let it rip and run that risk of pulling into Achilea. Ryan just making that smarter play there, making that decision. Do you know what? It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. There's the Lost City. Ooh. Brutal. Getting 2 prizes out of this Deoxys. Getting a lot of, yeah, just getting a lot out of this Deoxys, really. But again, it's going to have the same problem as last game where one of those Fusion Strike energy is going to hit the discard pile. Cram. Straight into the crotch. Tails always fails, buddy. Is that like 0 and 3 on crams? I can't remember. We've seen better. We've definitely seen better than that. That's some low tier cram action for sure. Genesect done. It's gonna be more Genesects here available. Players trying to work out what's going on. Looks like going to be attaching that Fusion Strike energy to the Mew VMAX return. Another Genesect for 1. Pulls into a Nest Ball. Not the most useful pull. Here's a Cram. Let's see it. Tails again. You know what the problem is that Mark is not a good player. That's the problem. If Mark was a good player, he would get heads all the time. I believe that's going to be 2 more now for that Genesect. There you go. 2 more. And yep, into the Lost Zone you go. Damn, that's a big Lost Zone. Nearly ready for the Crammer out there if you had it. Going to be opting to play that Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. Is this going to be like a boss? Attach the reversal, use a load of psychic. Oh my god, could it be done? The problem that Mark's got here is that he does have one Mew VMAX on the bench that has Box of Disaster, which if Ryan does opt for that boss into it and knock it out, it will get knocked out by him. He will also get his Gardevoir knocked out, but there is another Mew VMAX on the bench which doesn't have that. So you got to think it's going to be targeting that if he doesn't just target this Deoxys. Looks like an Ultra Ball there. 2 more energy hitting the discard pile. It's got to be the Gardevoir EX, right? Gardevoir EX, yeah, buddy. Coolio, Smallio. So there's 3. Oh, there's only 3 in there. Okay, so Refinement. That's not another one. Gardevoir EX coming into play. We do have another Refinement to work with. Oh, Oak in it. So this is smart. So does want more energy in the discard pile. Oak for 7 new cards. Gonna find an energy to Refinement. Also probably gonna find a reversal energy. I think at this point needs 5. Or maybe even 4. No, 5. How many's in there? 1, 2, 3, 4? You always got Ultra Ball. Oh no, but you can't. You've just done research, so there's not going to be any bossing now. There'll be no bossing this turn. No boss shenanigans. But another Gardevoir is in play. Now this Lost City's still out. If this Gardevoir goes down, currently it will go into the Lost Zone, which is not great. Can't be recovered. There is already a Ralts there, so yeah, I mean that can get real squishy because if you have 2 Ralts in the Lost Zone, let's say that Keelia becomes another Shiny Arcana Gardevoir, you get the knockout, but then you don't have any more Ralts to power up another Gardevoir. Then you're in a position where you're like, okay, well now I have to rely on these 2 prizes, Zacian Vs, etc. Because at this point, I believe it is 6 prizes to 4. So even if Ryan at some point takes a knockout on the Mew VMAX, it is going to be 4 to 3. Okay, going to go for the Greninja. I believe that's 5 now in the discard pile. That is. I know we've done the research, but if it is enough that if you get reversal energy, you would actually be getting that knockout on a Mew VMAX. If I've done the math right. If I've done the math wrong, hey, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. I think these guys know the math anyway. Not much left of that deck. Haven't drawn a prize card yet. Is that another Ralts? I can't see from it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there is a 4th Ralts there. So that's really good. Oh yeah, because it got super rolled. Perfect. So getting that other rolls into play there, pretty important, I would say. 150 damage currently for so that Gardevoir's going to hit for 150. He's going to draw a prize card. That goes into the lost zone mark. It's not going to. I mean, it's not going to make a difference because Mark's not going to play any recovery in his Mew deck. But obviously, you want the game to be, the game state should run correctly as is. This is a cup though, so let's not get too caught up on that. Got the switch card there. Mark could have gone for the big brain play up the Genesect and switch card the damage off it. Super big brain opportunity there, but missed, unfortunately. Mark's gonna have to be thinking there, should I have played that? I think he could have played the path in the last game, but if I remember rightly, Ryan actually did have the worker in hand and could have just worked it away. But maybe he doesn't have worker this time. Maybe he sticks path. Sticking path does stop the Gardevoir EX from attaching accelerating energy. Oh, is that Meloetta? Better late than never. There it is, Meloetta. So currently, with Meloetta's Melodious Echo, we're seeing Mew VMAX hit for 210 damage. Not sure the options here that Mark's going to be going for. Double power tablet. Oh yeah, we've seen this before. I think what is that doing? That's double power. That's 210. That's 270. You need a third one. Oh my god, what is going on? Ah, switch card. No, he should have done it with the blooming Genesect because he would have removed damage counters. Misplays, man, misplays. Just clear up as well if you're watching. Like that 10 damage probably not going to be relevant. I mean, I'm 99% sure it's never going to be relevant, but Oh, a third power tablet. Do we have the boss? Oh, that was an involuntary noise I just made. Come on, show me the boss. Show me the boss. Show me the boss. Don't currently see it. It's going to be one last gen. It doesn't look like a boss. That's 3 power tablets. No boss. Ugh. That's all I can really say. Is it going to be a boss? Path to the Peak. Judge. Oh, dearie me. No boss. Okay, so I mean, 3 power tablets is definitely going to knock out this Gardevoir, but Ryan has so much more in play. Now, the Path Judge combo is a killer. May not be able to draw out of it. Needs Stadium here. Whereas I have no energy in play. No way to attack. Big 4 cards. There we go, 4 cards. I don't know if Mark even... Oh yeah, okay, he's taking a knockout. Yeah, sound. So there's a knockout. 3 prizes to 5 now. I don't know what Ryan got from that judge. I didn't actually check. I didn't look. Is there a stadium? Needs one. I mean, he's been drawing the absolute nutters so far. So will he get stadium? Lovable. He's got refinement to find one. Looks like there might be a stadium there. No, okay, there's a Kelia there. Options go for the Kelia because I have the Rolts there in that far corner. Going to be evolving the Kelia into the Rolt. So the Rolts into the Kelia. Excuse me. Draw 2 off the refinement. Where's your stadium? There it is. Collapse Stadium. Yikes. So Collapse Stadium, Mark now has to remove a Pokemon from his bench to go down to 4. Looks like he's going to lose that Genesect V with the damage counters on it. The damage counter was not relevant in the end. Five cards in hand. Just confirming. Shining Arcana Gardevoir. There's the reversal energy. Yikes. And there's an Iono. Now, Iono, not super effective here against Mark because he's just going to be able to Genesect out of it. Just deciding whether or not to randomize his hand, because his hand now is pretty much bigger than the deck. So this is where actually randomizing your opponent's hand with Iono becomes a bit more of a necessary thing. Shining Arcana, nothing. Genesect, what am I talking about? Radiant Greninja for 2. Going to be coming towards the end now of this set. Surely, just looking, we've been recording for 51 minutes here, so it can be long left this. Gardevoir EX. Has been Iono. Oh, it doesn't matter, he's got a new active. So there's the 6 energies. Is going to concede a knockout here. So 120 damage on that Gardevoir. But the thing is, there's not really any threat because he has the Gardevoir EXs on the bench, but he knows that Mark has used 3 power tablets. So it actually doesn't matter if Boxer Disaster... Oh, okay, that kind of changes things. Because there's a choice belt on that bench mute. So that's a bit of a squeaky one because there is, like, Boxer Disaster. Yep, so Boxer Disaster takes that knockout. He draws Ryan draws 3 prizes. Mark gets 1 prize, 2 prizes to 2. He sort of needs to just his only win con here. Boss up that Zacian V. You've got the choice belt. Oh, but you need another modifier, don't you? Because you've used, this is your 4th fusion energy. I believe it's the 4th fusion energy. So Iono. Mark is going to see the entirety of his deck here, just because of all those 2 Genesects. I say he is, like, definitely. I'm like 99% sure he is. Another choice. No, you can't do that, mate. Double tool on the Genesect. And Featherball. There's no. So just confirming, there's no boss. Yeah, so that was it. Concede there from Mark. Well done to Ryan. Ryan moves on to the final against Alex Northey, who's playing on one of the other tables. The plot armor continues for him. That was a Mew as well that Alex played. Well done to him. And that will be the next video that you will see on the channel. Will be the grand finals of the Clifton Road Games Cup. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.